Hey, it's Rich
And Taylor.
with Town Wine and Spirits. We are here today to discuss CDP.
Yes, we are.
The great thing is we just brought in a brand new vintage, but one of the big questions we get asked in the store, should we age wine?
Or should we age Chateauneuf du Pape?
I agree 100% with
Yes.
that. I'm a big fan, by the way. Taylor...
I am not a big fan of Chateauneuf du Pape. I actually, truth be told, I generally despise Grenache. But I understand people love it.
I do love it.
So some of us are broken. It's okay.
Yes, you are. But anyways, the beauty, anyway, so we just brought this in. We have the 2018. The great thing, though, is as we were looking around the store, we ended up finding two older vintages, the 14 and the 9, all the exact same producer, same wine.
Yes.
So the great thing here is we've quickly done a quick tasting ahead of time to get ourselves together, some tasting notes of what we want to say. But yeah, so do you want to give us a quick heads up
so this was finding the other two vintages really allowed us to explore sort of how Chateauneuf will age and how it'll develop over time. So this producer is a very traditional, it's a Domaine de Bois de Boursan. Very traditional producer making wines in a very traditional way. They've got a 10-hectare property, all within the confines of Chateauneuf. They grow all 13 permitted varietals. So these bottlings are all the same cépage, which is going to be 65 Grenache, 15 each of Syrah and Mourvedre, and then 5% others. So they could be using any of the other 13 varietals. They do make white wine too, so we're not exactly sure what the other 5% is going to be. But presumably it's a pretty big sort of combination of very traditional.
Yeah, again. And then there's aged for 18 months in barrel, and then, of course, bottled. So, again, the nice thing, we're able to see what bottle aging really can do to a wine. So we're starting off, I just poured the 18 is what we're starting off. So that is a current vintage and what we just got in the store. So come on down.
So it's a very big nose. It's very sort of concentrated. It's brash. It's in your face.
It is dark, like big, dark red.
It's dark.
Like
and it's very fruit focused. Like it's really like the fruit aromatics are leaping out of the glass on this.
A little bit of like an herbal component.
Yep.
Mineral component. Again, very traditional to me of a...
You were saying, so when we tasted these originally, you kind of referenced this slatey sort of character. I think you see that here for sure.
Yes.
But to me, it's really, the fruit's very primary. It's very sort of in your face.
On the palate too. Wow, you get that immediate, I mean, it punches you. It's
yeah.
There's a lot there.
It's
my God.
It's a punch in the face.
It's strong. Yeah. It's bold. Like if you want a big red wine, this is it. Again, I'm kind of excited to move on because I don't know if we've already have, but ultimately to talk further about that because it's a little tight. It is a little
tight. It's very primary.
Yes.
So you get a lot of sort of concentration alcohol fruit. There's I don't want to say a sweetness, but there's a ripeness in the fruit that
there is because the fruit is so forward and I think it's blossoming there in your face, so you're not getting any of the secondary notes. You're getting very much more a little bit of tannin, a little bit of tannins and stuff like that are there as well.
Yeah,
so.
It's just. Do you like the 18 vintage?
I do. I think that's actually. I'd be excited to see what that tastes like in. Maybe
5 or 6 years?
In 4 years. All right, so moving on to the 14 to see what this does.
Yeah.
All right, again, it's amazing how the fruit has slightly taken a back seat and the herbal component has really started to come out in the nose.
Yeah, agreed. Earthy, herbal. It's a little more elegant. It's a little more refined.
It's a softer fruit.
It's softer, yeah. It's like not like in the 18, all the components seem to be like sort of like cut up, and you can see each thing. Here, it's like everything is working together.
But that's partly with age, where I think that's what we're trying to do. The wine can really mold and meld together. Okay, so much softer. Oh my God, there's a little bit more elegance or delicate to this wine. I almost want to say it's like slightly more like red fruits, a little bit brighter.
There is a little bit of a red fruit component.
Not as that big punch of the dark fruits, the black fruits.
That could be a bit of a vintage sort of thing. This one is lower in alcohol, probably.
Oh, okay.
14 was 14 is a very good vintage, but not as sort of concentrated.
Well, that's the 9 is really the big concentration.
Yeah, the 9 is
what we're
concentrated.
looking at.
Yeah.
So that's actually really quite
So
nice.
this is really developed. You get a lot of complexity. There's a lot of things happening. The nose has a sort of a tremendous range to it.
Definitely more of the secondary notes are coming out, where this is very fruit forward.
Yeah.
But also you can see the bottle age, the tannins have started to, I think, soften and make it a little bit easier to drink. All right, moving on to the 9.
Okay.
Slightly excited for going to the oldest.
Yeah, so this is...
So 2009
this
was really one of the best years, right?
It's a very good vintage. It's very well regarded. 10 years of bottle age easily on this, because it probably would have been bottled in 2011 at some point. This is just, you know, it's amazing that we tasted these about an hour ago when we started prepping for this. This has changed a lot.
Yep. It's amazing how it continues to almost change. I also said originally that I think the 18 and the 9 were almost more similar to each other. I still think there is.
There's a synergy between the two.
And again, I wonder if it has to do with the vintages and the concentration of what the heat and how the grapes were grown and stuff like that. But there's a lot of, it's big fruit. There's a lot of fruit. It is very concentrated. It's very rich.
Truth be told, this is challenging for me to drink. Yes.
That's not true at all. This is delicious. Maybe for you, but
for me,
this is just
I could get behind this with a really good piece of red meat. I would totally got to order something. I agree.
Get the grill going. We got a nice ribeye.
Fantastic. Ribeye, yes.
A little bit of
something fatty and rich, and I think that would pair really well with this.
The 2009, and that would just be absolutely dynamite. So it's funny, I do still think that these are slightly more similar. There's just so much more dark fruit. The concentration's there.
100%.
Which is crazy for a bottle that is now 11, 12 years old or been sitting. The fact that it still has such richness and concentration in there.
It's like brooding. It's just
it's still
it's got muscle. It's got concentration.
Muscles. There's also a little bit more of that herbal note, and I think a little bit of
very herbal.
Yeah,
that Garrigue thing is really
nice.
coming through on this. Yeah.
So the beauty here, it's almost like fruit, secondary, and this is a little bit of everything.
It's kind of taking the both components and putting it together. Yeah, I agree.
But the fruit is really elevated here. So again, I'm going to assume it's the vintages. Where this is just soft, easy drinking, a little bit more delicate, which I don't know if that's really the best way to put it.
Yeah, it's not delicate, but yes, I understand.
It's not delicate, but
it's more reserved.
That's a better way to put it over the 2.
Yes, absolutely. The 19 is big, full, intense, in your face.
Wow, I like
Chateauneuf.
Oh,
man, look at you getting all excited.
Well, at least I know what I'll be drinking tonight. Not you, because I know you're not a Grenache fan, so I'm nothing to worry about.
Can I have some white wine, please? Thank you very much.
Ooh, it's just big.
But it's really cool to look at the same wine, 3 different vintages, and yes, I don't want to, I may not think this is what I want to drink tonight.
No.
But it is developed beautifully. It's really showing well. It's brought everything into focus.
I think that's the beauty of, again, why we have 1,000 wines in the store, why we have so many things, that you still can enjoy or at least respect the maturity of what the producer has done and making a quality bottle of wine.
There's no doubt that these are lights out.
Yeah.
It's a very good producer making very, very good wines.
This is really nice.
I'm a big fan, stunning wines, and I think that they only are going to get better with age. They're aging really, really well.
I wish we had the 05 or something,
01.
Yeah,
something.
Where's that? We got to research. Go look around the.
If anybody there has sort of an older than 2009 in their cellar and they'd like to donate for research purposes, we'd be happy to open it and explore it.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Absolutely.
So, well, hey, I hope you enjoyed. This was actually quite fun to really see what the 3 vintages do and how the wine has kind of ultimately changed over that time. And the 18 is really big and bold and definitely needs a little time.
I think the 18 is, I think the quality of the vintage, the quality of the wine is there. So it's going to reach this point. It's gonna evolve the same way.
I'm kind of sad. Hey, if you liked the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. We really appreciate you joining us.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you soon.
All right, thanks.
Thanks.